Welcome back, everybody. We are in the second series tonight. Again, I'm still joined by the Cass here as my co-commentator. You want to say hi real quick, Cass?
Hello, everyone. Excited for the game 2 in this tonight.
Yeah, so now Tarleton will be facing against NM State. Looks like we are trying to get into this draft, but looks like they are having some slight issues. Can't see it on your end, but on our end, they have to do a little bit of role swapping before we can get straight on into draft. All right, here we go. Looks like they finally started it. Blue is banning Tarleton. I believe they got to choose the side, and they went with red side this game. We're able to see them have some pretty good success whenever they went red side in the last series. They did lose that game, however, they were able to put up a pretty good fight. Their bot lane was able to win some 2v2s, top lane a lot of solo kills. Again, we do have this new roster change with Labubu in the jungle. So far has been really fun to watch. Some pretty competitive games, I'd say. So far in draft, we got the Jax ban. Pretty interesting because Bjorddd does play that champion, but it could just be they don't want to. It is a really good blind pick, so they probably just don't want to give it up to the enemy team. Try to save it for later on in draft, especially if they do have to play blue side. Just having a pick like that they can use instead is always helpful. NM State's going to be targeting the bot lane, it looks like, removing the Mel and Karma. Now that we know that Gimmick is the APC, banning away his champions that can be played in bot lane is definitely pretty smart. They go ahead and do that. Teams are taking their time on these bans, trying to make sure they got whatever they need, whatever they don't want to play against. We see the brand ban.
And there's the brand. They probably saw his last few games on it.
Yeah, they saw that. It's a champion that can be played by a lot of Tarleton's members. It can be APC support. Could even go mid lane if needed. So go ahead and just knock that right on out. We see a Cinder ban. Definitely not wanting to have to deal with it. They had to deal with it recently. Big China says, no, I think I had enough Cinder today, so they're going to go ahead and ban that. We're going to move on to the picks. They're just kind of taking up to this very last second. Looks like they're going to go with Zach. Not really showing us to let us yap too much, but they do pick the green glob.
Do we think that's gonna go jungle or top?
Oh, I think it's gonna go mid lane. Nah, most likely jungle, but he can definitely go wherever he wants.
I wonder if that's Gimmick picking Swain as the APC this game, but Val will not have the brand like he did the last game. I wonder what support they're gonna pick with it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna instead go with more of like a tanky engaged support that can kind of follow up with Swain, or if they're gonna continue to go this damage support with the Swain. Just a lot of new stuff we're seeing since they did do all these role swaps, but I do think it is going to be that Swain APC as Gimmick is playing it. But for now, they're going to follow it up with Xin Zhao in the jungle. Another first-time Labubu champion. Always exciting to see him on a new champ.
Yeah, I think they might go with that Nautilus pick with Swain that has a high win rate. But then again, do they think that Zach is going to be top or jungle? That's the big question because it can be flexed.
Yeah, if it's not showing in their op.gg, then I don't know. But it looks like they're going to pull out the Yasuo. You don't really see this champion too much, as he does have that high skill ceiling. Normally, you have to be a master on the champion to really pull it off, especially in these competitive games. But with the Zac, he does have that knock-up engage to allow for Yasuo to find some good ultimates.
You're right, though. They are going down to the last second before picking and locking in.
And they do pick the Rel, yeah. So definitely setting up for this Yasuo big time, picking a lot of these knockup champions. I feel like Tarleton at this point, if they can, I'd just go with the Malphite. So then you have that Yasuo counter, really stop him down. And even if he ults in, you can just counter ult him back and be able to one-shot him. I mean, that's the really big thing, especially against Yasuo. You need some lockdown potential. Oh, but Poppy's just as good. That dash denier. This Rel, Zac, and Yasuo, all three are having dashes. Poppy should have a lot of value this game. I feel like the same could be said with Xin Zhao Ultimate, being able to knock people back. Tarleton having a lot of good disengage when NM State is really going heavily into their engage here. Going back to the bans, taking our time. I'm really excited to see the rest of these comps. Try and see if NM State might try to pivot for some more disengage of their own, or if they're just going to go 5-man heavy into this engage comp, maybe with like a Kai'Sa or just some ADC that can really dive in with their team. But I feel like once this Poppy pick has came into play, they really have to respect not picking any more of these dash champions, or else they're just going to give more and more value to that character. I like Tarleton's bans here. They're really getting rid of these long-range ADCs. They don't want to have anyone that's able to stand behind this Rel and Zac, hitting them from afar. Tarleton rather play into some short-range matchups to be able to try and pick them off. Well, NM State is just going to focus on the top side of the map, banning out the Zed and Mordekaiser, trying to give their top laner the best case scenario. However, we've seen Bjorddd, he has a pretty decent-sized champion pool. Whenever he gets this blind pick, he normally eats up top lane with a lot of solo kills and able to perform pretty well.
Yeah, he's been doing very well, especially dueling his enemy laner, denying them CS.
We see the Malzahar come out. I do like this pick, because if they have to have more carries now. If they just go for more people to help this Yasuo, if Yasuo just gets Malz ulted, it's the end for him. They're going to have to blind pick their top laner, unless the Zac does end up going top lane. It could have been a flex pick. Not too for sure on that. We should find out here real soon. Going down to 0 seconds. And it's the Mbessa. Interesting, I'd say. She has 20 million dashes into Poppy. I mean, of course, Poppy only has 1 W, so eventually Mbessa can still dash, but I feel like if she ever ults in, it guarantees Malzahar a free ult, or I don't know. I don't feel like they can really initialize on this Mbessa engage. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Wow. Yeah. NM State just really going heavy into this full engage comp. They're either in or they're dead.
We might even see Val carry this game with his with that ability to just dash those blockers. That could really stop, like, if Zac goes in and then Poppy stands in between the teams, he can just stop Rel, Mbessa, and Mila from going in.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really important thing to take away. Like, you definitely want some people to dash in so then your team can focus them down, but you want to keep the others out. It's going to be really crucial for this Poppy to know when to use the W, when not to. Is just as most important, as that's kind of going to be like the big differential. But of course, Poppy ult can always turn a team fight into a 3v5 as well. So Val is definitely going to be someone to really watch this match. I also want to say I like the Bjorddd pick on the Alawi. Alawi's really good into these really good into these dive comps because whenever they go in and they can't get out, well, that's exactly what Alawi wants. She just wants to be able to smack down on everyone and get all of that Omni Vamp from her spells and cause some terror.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a team fight in River for an objective, and there's a bunch of Alawi tentacles everywhere when Bjorddd ults, and then they're just gonna be coming down on him.
100%. And since he did pick this into Mbessa, he should be confident in this matchup. So if he is able to get a lead as well, I feel like Alawi with a lead into a comp like this is going to be very strong. And at the same time, NM State is going to have to be really careful as they don't have any AP really. They have a Yasuo and Neela and Mbessa as their damage dealers, all AD, but you're playing into a Poppy, Swain, Xin Zhao, Alawi, all of which will build those tanky items. Like, Swain doesn't have to worry about getting Jack shows, because instead he can just get Brandywin's Omen, and that reduces the crit on Yasuo and Nyla, just having a lot of value from armor items this game. I guess Zach could go an AP build, but I feel like they need to have tankiness somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm putting, if I would have to place bets, I would definitely place my bet on Tarleton. It's just, it seems like NM State is just really going in for all in at once with a team fight, but that can easily be stopped by both Xin Zhao, Poppy, and then Mouse can easily get either Mbessa Yasuo or Nyla, and just depending on which one is the carry. So, and then you have Alawi again to wrap it up.
Oh, I need to switch the screen on over. Everyone is done with the draft and selected their champions. We're not just waiting for the spectator delay. So we'll get in here in just 2 minutes. Gonna be exciting though. Like I was talking about a lot in draft, like you've been talking about too. I'm a bigger fan of Tarleton's team comp, as NM State just has no option besides running in. If they ever do back out, they'll just be able to get picked off. But it's going to be, if they do get a really good engage though with like the Zach or Mbessa, they're able to find a really key target from Tarleton. Of course, they can turn these fights around. So it's just going to really come down to how they play around these drag pits and Baron pits.
And that's just how these college games have been going. It just comes down to how they set up before the objective and how they take advantage of vision control and picks across the map. Like, just being smart about, especially controlling the mid wave, making sure it's pushed out before those objectives, denying enemy vision. That will definitely help with this Zach engage. You know, if we can see the Zach, we can see that he's like pulling back to slingshot in. That'll give Tarleton a huge advantage on their engage.
Yeah, and like I will say, Tarleton has done a really good job in improving their vision control around dragons. I feel like a lot of the fights they do have that upper hand with vision, but I do feel like sometimes they do lack about getting those mid waves or even bot waves sometimes. But I feel like with this Malzahar pick, it's going to make it really easy to wave clear. You just got to put down your E and your W and let your poison and your minions take care of the rest. So that should help for some quick rotations as well. I mean, we got to see Big China pull off a lot of big roams in the first game on the Galio. So maybe with this Malzahar pick, you'll be able to do the same and just press R on some poor unsuspecting fool and get a pick. With 10 seconds to go, it's going to be game 1 tonight, Tarleton versus NM State. This is the second series tonight and the second overall game in NECC. Tarleton currently 0-1 after last series. We have to see if they're able to tie it up, make it 1-1 going into this game.
They did sound confident. When we were speaking to them after the last match, they sounded very confident going into this game. That loss did not hinder their mental state, so they're pumped.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're trying a lot of new stuff, like these role swaps, especially early on in this season. This is the time you want to do it. Try and lock in, your finalized plan. So whenever you do get later on into the season, you're just, you have some momentum with you. But of course, Tarleton definitely looking to take home some W's today. They're hungry for it. They haven't got them in quite some time, so let's see if they're able to capitalize it on today and take home their first NECC win. Mbessa did go for the grass, why Alawi has the Conqueror. I feel like the Conqueror is going to have a lot of value this game, especially into such a melee-heavy comp. I mean, you're going against 5 melees as Alawi. This is going to be what you want. Looks like we have a little gentleman shake in bot lane here. Both of them just chilling.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, so going in on the Melzar, he did take E first, and he does end up losing that trade. I'm not too sure what he wanted to accomplish, but it was not the best for him. Looks like a lot of actions going across the whole map here. Val going in a little too prematurely. They're going to end up using the exhaust. Poppy is able to hold on to the heal. And Rel's going to have to flash the Swainy. So, I mean, overall, both supports losing flash. However, Rel did use the exhaust while Val still has the heal. So, Tarleton coming out on top slightly with the sums.
Well, Rel does have a Hex Flash. So, if they do maintain bush control, that could be an advantage for NM.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, too, on Neela getting that early push. I mean, now it's going to be a little rough as they're kind of right outside the tower range. Gimmick's going to be able to get some free stacks. Oh, but Val just goes in! I think he was trying to aim for the wall, but he just missed. Ooh, Gimmick hits a nice pull under tower. However, the tower is distracted with the minions. Unfortunate kill right there for Val the Grand. Or death, I mean, not kill so much. So far, just a lot of farming going on. Mid lane has been permanent fighting. Malzahar slowly running out of mana, so he's probably going to reset here soon. But in the meantime, Bjorddd is going to take his first base of the game. Ooh, Poppy going on the Rel. She's extremely low, allowing Gimmick to find another E, just getting those early stacks.
Val can just get hit level 3 here, and then he can stop Rel from jumping out.
So taking a tower shot. Both junglers did path bot lane to top lane this game, but Zac is able to get to the Scuttle Crab first. Labubu is about to find out about it. Looks like Zac might even be able to do a double scuttle here, potentially. Oh! Labubu's able to steal it. Like, Labubu's just kind of hovering Malzahar right now, helping him get that push underneath. Zac is going for the scuttle, but we've seen it before. We've already seen it right now. Val is moving up towards the side of the jungle. They see the Zac where he is. Now, if the Poppy can W the Zac from jumping over the wall, it could stop him from getting out. Looks like Val knew where he was going. He does cancel the jump,
nice.
Allowing to take out the Zac passive. Now they just have to finish off. Oh yeah, Yasuo is here. Zac is on the last goober. They do get him. However, Val falls for it. Oh, and they almost get Yasuo, but it's not enough, and Labubu and Val both fall.
It was unfortunate that both Big China and Gimmick recalled there. I knew Gimmick had low mana, but still, that even if he had enough for 1Q, that could have made a difference.
Absolutely, and the kill also ended up going on to Val. I mean, we see Val get a lot of kills on Brand last game, and it had a lot of value, but on the Poppy, I guess getting early armor will help, but it would have been a lot better on the Xun Zhao. But NM definitely won that trade there, getting it more onto their carries. Yeah, so getting a little gritty with his fights, taking some tower shots. As it gets closer to this 530 mark, Malzahar will get the ultimate, but right now Poppy is denying their engage with the W. In these extended fights, they do win. However, Swain does not mind at all as he's able to get a lot of damage onto them and also taking out the Rel's exhaust. It's going to cause NM State to play a little passively, might even reset. Swain misses the E, just going to allow Rel to walk up. Mouse does have the 6, so we might see some action happen here. Yasuo is going to be able to get the... He doesn't click the ult. However, Zach is there, baiting out the Mouse ult and picking up a kill. Looks like Labubu is going in. He did flash. He's going to back out. Ooh, Rel ended up flashing. However, oh, it looks like it might be enough. Val gets another kill onto the Rel. Now it's just going to be Gimmick versus the Nyla. And he wins those. Bjorddd had some good tentacle placement. However, he did his ult too premature. He has no more mana to use his W. So Mbessa ult's trying to find a kill, but looks like they end up just trading their ultimates and going to reset now. Zach is topside. I don't know if Tarleton knows this. They could go for a dragon. Poppy now sees the Rel, gets the stun off. Yeah, just denies the Rel jump. Oh, but Malzahar's going to get poked down here. The minions are going to allow Yasuo to kill away. Looks like Xin Zhao is currently doing the dragon. This explains why they're not trying to move too much more mid lane. And they do pick up the Ocean Drake. Boo Fine is now getting on the scoreboard with his first kill of the game.
Again, Val with his roams are just, right now, they've been pretty spot on, and I know Gimmick, he was saying he was going to be a lot more protective this game as they are fighting right now. He misses his stun, but he's in his ult. Will he be able to get the last? Nope. Oh, he flashed and he gets the kill!
Nyla has flash and barrier, but chooses not to use either, as Gimmick is, able to get a solo kill. He knows what he's doing on that champion, very comfortable with it. We've seen Gimmick on the Swain mid all the time, so it's no surprise that he's able to play it just as well. Building a lead, and every time we pan towards top, this Mbessa is just under tower.
Yeah, he just has that sweet spot right out of tower range, and he has the 2 tentacles up, and he might put a 3rd one up on the tower, and Mbessa just can't do anything. Every time she tries, he just...
Queen of Tentacles pounds down. Oh, Poppy. So far, Val having some really good W's this match. Is able to stop the Zac jump in, allowing him not to get caught. Again, roaming. He's just... This allows Gimmick to get some solo XP. And this also allows them to know where Zac is, letting Labubu get every objective. So far, he's building a slight CS lead, as we can see here. But more importantly, he has gotten the first 2 objectives. However, we've seen a lot tonight that the second dragon is pretty heavily contested. Xin Zhao getting engaged on all 3 going onto him. He's able to ult them to separate them slightly. However, it's not enough. Yasuo uses Malzahar's own minions to dash to him even closer. But with his spell shield, he's able to deny. Tarleton ended up losing 2 members off of the Grubs fight. They do end up getting all 3, though. Just end up giving some kills. I mean, we're able to see NM's comp right there. The constant knockups, the constant CC. With the Mbessa ult, Zac ult, and Yasuo ult, it's really hard to play out of. Right now, Gimmick getting 1v2'd. Gonna see if he's able to outplay this. He does have exhaust. He does use it on the Nyla. It goes through her ult. He's gonna get some little bit of healing back from his W, but it's not enough, and he ends up falling.
Yeah, with Nyla having the Vampiric Scepter and having that small amount of lifesteal, it's just, his ult just doesn't do enough, even with Malignance.
Ooh, it looks like Bjorddd's going to get 1v2 now. However, Alawi is known to be able to outplay these. And Bessa is in the middle of all the tentacles, getting smacked down. That's one. Bjorddd looking for a second one. The Zac is slowed, and he's able to jump out just in time. But Bjorddd winning the 1v2, and now also getting a couple tower plates as well. And that's going to be the really scary thing in Tarleton's comp. Whenever they're 5 melee champions into the Alawi, you either have to one-shot her, or she's just going to heal back up to full, and then one-shot your whole team.
And it looks like because of that fight, Bjorddd just finished his top lane quest, giving him that enhancing teleport.
That's really strong on Alawi. You really want that on these tanky bruisers that upgraded teleport, because you can always teleport it behind them into a drag fight, and you have, you know, like 500 extra HP from a shield and that movement speed that you're able just to really start a fight and not have to worry about losing too much health. Looks like Val has finally came back to the bot lane while Rel is still roaming. Yasuo does find a tornado onto the Malzahar. Looks like Big China is going to die, but he's going to try to save Xin Zhao in the process. Poppy is now here, looking for all three. Gimmick has followed them up. Poppy able to hit a triple ultimate, and that's allowing Tarleton to stay alive. They pop the Zac passive. It's just now Nyla versus all of them. They have to finish off the Zac first, as now Labubu is staying on 1 HP, and Tarleton win the fight 1 for 4, and now they're going to get Dragon for free. I mean, just an intense fight right there. It started out with NM getting the pick they wanted. You know, Yasuo getting the ult on Big China, Big China having to flash into the team, and then the rest of them collapsing on Labubu. However, with their ultimates, they have that really good disengage comp like we're talking about. Labubu ults keeps them away long enough for Poppy to get in there. Poppy has enough CC from them doing anything, and then Gimmick is able to finish off with his damage. Overall, a beautiful showing of Tarleton's comp.
And like I said, I think Val is gonna have great potential to be. He might not have the kills for people to say, oh, he's carrying, but I think support-wise, he's gonna be the difference in this game. And that fight right there just showed it.
Yeah, so far his W having a lot of value this game. We've been seeing it non-stop, where he's stopping a lot of their engage. But then again, like you said, his ult hitting 3 of them, knocking them up. Now, NM has plenty knockups of their own. However, now they're getting knocked up instead. And Tarleton is just taking advantage of it. And like we're talking about, that second drag, there's always, seems like there's a lot of fighting going on for it in all these games, but Tarleton are able to come out on top of it. Just getting them ever closer to the soul. It looks like it will be an Infernal Soul this game too, which will be very nice for the damage for Tarleton. We just saw that nasty combo right there. The Poppy W denies Yasuo from jumping into the Malzahar silence. Makes Yasuo just standing there look a little silly, but there's just nothing he can do.
Yeah, Val is definitely looking for blood this game. He went Blood Song, which after he uses an ability, his next attack does bonus damage on hit, and they take additional damage.
Which is funny because you're playing a tank support, but on Poppy, even though you're tank, that Blood Song does a lot of damage in the end. In the end, looks like this 2v2 mid lane is not going to go how they planned. Both members of Tarleton falling there. Malzahar is just 2 behind right now to really do these 2v2 fights, but Zac did try to look for a top gank, but Bjorddd is again able to scare off the 1v2. He only has 1 kill, but his presence is way more than that. As Labubu's looking to find something mid lane. Oh, it looks like he's going to be knocked up to death, though. Just not enough damage to really finish them off. But Bjorddd is taking tier 2 at 15 minutes.
Yeah, even though Mbessa's only 0-1-1, he is down 70, about 70 CS.
Which is insane at this point in the game, as the lead will only grow more and more. I just want to point out, Bjorddd already having that Black Cleaver, he's just going to be shredding through the members of NM State.
And you were right. Zach is looking to go full AP.
I mean, they have to. They have no other source. But right now, Neela's just going to get caught. I don't know if you saw, but initially Poppy E'd the Neela into the Swain W, which already gave a little extra damage. And then besides that, Tarleton was able to finish off the kill. I mean, they were able to get that first blood on the Poppy. However...
Yasuo's coming down, but here comes Alawi.
Oh yeah, Alawi did TP, ready to join this fight. Zach doesn't have a passive to deny, just to let him live any longer.
Ambessa TP'd behind them.
Oh, do they know? Surely the minions will give it away soon enough. Poppy flashing behind the Yasuo. It does not connect to the wall, though, giving Yasuo a free ultimate. Alawi still has ult and flash, so she's not too worried. Swain is ultless. He does sidestep the Ambessa ults. And now Alawi's turning around, saying, I'm ready to fight. She has the E off, does the ultimate. Tentacles rain down as the members of NM State fall to the hands of Bjorddd.
Ooh. Gimmick almost hitting his root, but just missing, having to use his flash in the process. They are pinging Labubu to come help them get this Rel.
Rel off the horse is going to be extremely slowed down. However, Dragon is spawning in 30 seconds, so the members of Tarleton are going to back out to buy all their items they got from the gold they collected. Oh, except for Labubu's looking for Rel.
Oh,
Rel X splashes right into his face. Oh, but can Rel get out?
Not outsmart on that Hex Flash. That was sneaky, but...
Labubu was ready for it. Looks like Bjorddd might be caught here. He doesn't have ultimate, so he has to play a little safer, but oh! Val walks up and saves from the Zac engage, allowing Bjorddd to be able to get out safe and sound. I mean, if you're going to play a five-man dash comp, you really have to get rid of Poppy, as now she ults away the Zac and the Ambessa, allowing Tarleton just get a free dragon without them being able to even contest. Right now, Tarleton just has the gold and kills where they want them, all in the Swain, all in the Alawi, giving it to their two damage dealers that are going to become almost invincible this game. I mean, Swain, with the right items, he just won't be able to die, and Alawi, just the same.
Sadly, Big China did not get the Scuttle Crab from Rel there.
Yeah, she does stink the little extra gold. But I feel like the issue with her comp right now is, sure, Rel is a tank, but since she's going support items, she can't be a true tank, and Zac, he's going AP. So they're going to have a really big issue with having enough frontline tanks. While Tarleton, they're going to be extremely tanky. They have the disengage. I feel like their comp is just going to outscale. Ooh, Bjordd's here in this fight. Don't even know when he came to the mid lane. Zac's going to jump in, but the Poppy W just denies the engage, and Bjorddd takes out two of them. And going on to the Zac, I mean, they couldn't even do much at all there as Poppy gets chunked to half, but that's just the support. As Swain remains untouched.
Nyla's not really able to do anything right now, especially when Yasuo is not there with her, because now they only really have to focus one person.
I feel like this really is just coming down to the entire draft. Where, again, I loved how Tarleton banned the Caitlyn and Jinx, because I feel like both of those champs could really do a lot of harm into Tarleton's comp, just having that long range to poke them away from far. But since they went Neela and this full engaged comp, I mean, Tarleton's comp was just prepared for it.
I don't know, NM State saw the Poppy pick, and they were just like, we're going to take a gamble on it, and it is not paying off well for them.
It's buffering pretty bad. Let me try and figure that out.
Looks like Val is playing with them, kind of going cat and mouse in their own jungle. He is alone, about half HP, but he does not care going to walk into the Rel and not know where the Nyla and Yasuo are. He does deny the Rel engage, and again, he's just going in and out, in and out. And now he is spam laughing with the Rel.
I mean, some friendly taunt, but right now Zac gets engaged on by Labubu. He's just getting shredded. This full AP Zac can just not handle the damage at all, and he instantly falls as now Mbess is the next target. Yasuo TP, but it's just pointless as the rest of his team falls, and Tarleton's going to look for a Baron as Val is just keeping the bot lane distracted.
Yeah, still toying with them, not even closer to just 1/4 of his HP, and he goes in! He does not care.
Oh, he misses the flash, he heals, trying to get away, and we quickly get away from that as Val the Grand falls. But they know where the bot lane is, so they're able to get a free Baron. The rest of Tarleton extremely happy with that. I mean, Gimmick, he has the Randuin's Omen into the double crit. The ADCs that they have, their 2 damage dealers have that crit, so this Randuin's Omen is going to have extreme value. And then you see Bjorddd and Labubu just copying each other's builds, looking for the same items, knowing exactly what to get. I mean, now with Bjorddd having the Death Stance, I feel like he is just immortal if he wasn't already. I just don't see how they have any damage to really take him down. Sure, they have some AP from Zac, but at this point, the Alawi Shred and Tentacles will just mow through him.
And it looks like NM, they're all getting grievous wounds. You have the Executioner's Calling with the Morello on Zac, and then the Mortal Reminder on Nyla.
They may not know it doesn't stack, so might be a little bit of a miscommunication there. But Tarleton, they have the vision control. They have plenty of their teammates standing forward as Alawi's going to solo the dragon with Malzahar. It's not too much of a solo, but they are going to pick it up here very shortly as Labubu and Val the Grand are keeping them away. Hover over here real quick. Oh, it's just now spawning. Okay, they haven't gotten it yet. Oh, they are working towards it now. Val the Grand still looking to hold away the team. Having the Poppy in this back line, they have to be aware of it. They're going to go in here now. Poppy getting chunked down. The W value is coming out. Oh, but Zac is able to steal the dragon.
However, with Gimmick's ult and Bjordd's ult, it's just an easy wrap up. With them all stacked up like that, it's gonna be hard for NM State to get past those two.
I feel like NM State there had like one of the best engages they've had yet in this game. Zac was able to get like a triple knockup followed with a Yasuo ult and the Mbessa ult. They had everything they wanted. However, it just didn't do enough at all. Like no one even going down to 1/3 of HP. Everyone's feeling chilly at half HP. Now Tarleton with the Baron buff, they're able to find an inhibitor in mid lane, opening up the entire map to go whatever the lane they want now.
It almost looks like Val was making the Yasuo panic, but not likely. Val will get away?
Oh, but the Neela flashes. Val with the Dead Mans and the Swifties almost able to make it out of there. However, it's not enough. Now Labubu is getting a little overzealous as he's getting caught in the jungle. He does have a lot of healing, but he also is taking a lot of damage. NM State are able to find him too. Looks like Tarleton's just getting a little greedy here, giving up a lot of deaths, pointless deaths.
Yeah, but I did see pings from Tarleton telling Big China to back off. I have been noticing that a few games where Tarleton, they do like to just go in and get picked off one by one. Like they attempt to help each other, but by the time their teammate gets to them, they're already a quarter health dead. And then instead of just one death going to the enemy team, there's 2 and possibly 3.
Yeah, it's really important sometimes to know when you got to stop the fighting, when you just got to let your teammates fall and die. And like you're saying, they're finally almost learning their lesson there, starting to let some members fall. But I mean, Tarleton's still having Gimmick and Bjorddd sitting at a comfortable 1k bounty on these unkillable champions. As long as they don't fall, I don't think they'll be stressing too much. I mean, they've extended this gold lead to about 7k now as well. And they're on that Dragon Soul. Or Soul Point. My bad.
I'm really hoping Tarleton takes advantage of Bjordd's level 16. He is 2 levels up on Ambessa and almost 3 to 4 levels up on the rest of the team. So if they can just keep having these team fights, especially around the objectives, I know Baron spawning in 128, Dragons in 212, they're just going to have the item advantage, gold advantage, and it should just be an easy wrap-up.
Unless somehow NM State's able to find an engage like they were last time, where they're able to get onto that dragon. However, Tarleton might just have to play it a little bit safer and almost try to pick out Zach before they go for the dragon so they don't have to 50-50 it. Looks like Zach is finally trying to get some MR. He's going for the Spirit Visage. However, he's still just extremely squishy, especially in the hands of Bjorddd and Labubu, where they're just these AD champions.
Actually, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong. If Zach builds Banshee's Veil, will that spell shield block Poppy W? Or does that not affect the spell shield? I'm not sure.
If I had to think, I would think it does. But in the meantime, Yasuo gets clipped on the wall by the Poppy. The Poppy ult's going to come out. They want to secure this kill. Yasuo is like the only positive member on their team. So after he falls, Tarleton's going to look for more. Poppy ult almost saves the rest of their team. Like Tarleton could have won that, but they're not going to risk any chances as they're just going to solo out the Rel and take her down.
Oh, it looks like they're going to try for a Baron pick.
Oh yeah, there should be a free Baron here, and they should be able to follow up with the Dragon Soul without Yasuo or Rel. NM State's really lacking any damage. But I think it would be interesting, like what you're saying, if the Zac just went the Banshee's Veil for that alone, because even if it just worked, it could have just allowed them to engage, because right now they're just having an issue with this Poppy just trying to even get onto Tarleton at all. Yasuo isn't able to get his ult off, as Poppy's just been denying any Zac engage so far. Ooh, they do have the purple Scuttle Crab, so they'll be able to get some vision cleared. They should be able to see Zac here as well. Once the Scuttle... Oh, they're not going to go for the Scuttle Crab. Oh, they do see the Zac last second. He's going to go for the runaway. Poppy does have the W out. And Zac's going to flash over the wall and E away. But since they know where he is, this should allow Tarleton to pick up a free dragon, giving them Infernal Soul.
Ooh, and they're gonna flank mid. Let's see if they can get it. Gimmick flashes, but so does he also. And he catches him with the root and bow. It pins him against the wall.
Gimmick just having a great game this time around. On that Swain pick, he's able to cause a lot of damage. Looks like Rel is going to be the next one to be caught by Gimmick's E. As Tarleton is looking to make a final ending push here with the Baron buff, with the Infernal Soul, and 2 members down on NM State. Tarleton, they take the inhib, and they look for the win. And Bessa doing the last thing she can, public execution in. The Nyla gets Now's ulted, but she has the QSS. But again, they do the best they can, but they just don't have any damage when Tarleton just one-shots them. And they take the first game.
And NM State pinging Bjordd's Alawi, knowing that that was one of the downfalls. That was an exciting game. I like to see what Tarleton did. I like to see the cat and mouse play by Val, although it was risky if the whole team did collapse. But Val was confident enough, and he was playing like he had backup, and so the enemy team respected him.
Yeah, Tarleton played a really clean game. The only really big blunder was at the drag pit that one time they lost, but besides that, able to play a really solid game from early all the way to late. Bjorddd not dying a single time, Gimmick only taking 1 death. These carries on Tarleton, both 11 kills, definitely paved the way to victory today. But we're going to be right back. I'm going to hit us to the we'll be back card, and we'll see y'all whenever draft starts. Welcome back, guys. Going into game 2 here. Getting straight into draft. Tarleton banning the Caitlin and Aphelios. Not wanting to deal with that. So far, in case y'all missed it, game 1, Tarleton were able to win pretty well. They were able to play through bot and top. Did a pretty good job at it. But Tarleton go ahead and keeping pretty similar bans. Gonna get rid of that Jax. Again, not wanting to play into it, I guess. They must know the enemy top laner likes to pick it or something. And NM State's going to kind of do the same bans as well with that Karma and the Mel.
Always down to the last second.
And they have to really think about it. Looks like it's going to be a no ban. Unless we can get confirmation on something else. It's a Leona ban.
Looks like Tarleton's got NM State shaking in their boots, not able to. Maybe it was lag on their part, or they just couldn't decide who to ban and the timer ran out.
You know, sometimes draft will can be a little goofy, but sometimes they do just lose track of the timer. And we are going to see that Ziggs first pick. Again, maybe this is a pick that they like to flex it. However, last time we did see Gimmick play this in the bot lane. We might see that again. As NM State aren't for sure what they want to pick into it. Might want to try to react with their own bot lane, or they might try to maybe they think it's mid lane, so they might try to pick against that. But that's the nice part about having flex picks. It makes it really hard to decide what to do. It looks like they will pick up the Syndra. Tarleton not a big fan of this champion. They did ban it in the second round last time.
Yeah, Big China is not gonna like that pick. He is not. He does not want to go get Syndra.
However, they do still have Galio up. So if they do end up putting Ziggs in bot lane, Big China may just see the insta lock on the Galio. NM State, they don't want more ADCs to be banned, so they're gonna go ahead and pick up the Jinx. I mean, right now from Tarleton, maybe if we see the Mbessa Galio come out right now, that could be pretty huge, as Jinx and Syndra, both champions that cannot deal with being CC'd like that.
They will. It'll only be Galio, not the Mbessa, just due to the Fearless. Sadly.
You're so. I was like, Tarleton didn't play Mbessa game 1. What are you talking about? But yeah, it's right there on the screen. Mbessa was picked by NM State. So definitely right about that. So they're going to take the Ahri, though, and the Graves. So far, they have heavy damage. They're going to need some frontliners. So we're probably going to see Bjorddd and Val on a tank or something along those lines. They need some frontline.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I always try and guess to see what Val's gonna pick, but honestly, Val is such a wild card in these games. I never know what he's gonna pick. He always, you can just see him and he'll whip out the wreck size support. Just a classic Val pick. I don't know if he'll pick it in this game for sure, but you can never tell with them.
I'm sure if he heard you say that, he would beg his team to play it. That guy's a madman when it comes to champions. But hopefully they don't let him have in charge of the draft league. So they're able to kind of chain him in that way. But they're going to ban the Yone. They did pick the Mordekaiser, so Tarleton are already thinking about what they want to play to counter it. This could potentially be a Mordekaiser jungle. It's a little bit more rare, but it is definitely still a pick. Right now, Tarleton thinking about what they want to ban. Either if they want to call the bluff on the Mordekaiser. Oh, no, it looks like instead they're going to ban some supports out. Very smart. Try to get rid of any peel Jinx could have. I mean, right now, Tarleton has a lot of good damage, so they just have to ban out some supports that can prevent that. We see the final ban coming from NM State. Possibly another top lane ban, which would be interesting, because since they did pick the Mordekaiser, it does kind of say, like, they're looking to play another top laner since they're still doing all these top bans. Right now, Tarleton just banning supports out. Don't want to deal with the Bard. I mean, he's always that wild card champion. You can always just hit a random good ultimate, just like Poppy, where it can just deny people from even participating in the team fight. Looks like NM State probably going to pick their support here, and it's going to be Sejuani. Oh, okay. So now it's like, is this Sejuani top or is it Sejuani support, you know?
No, there's no way to go Sejuani support with that. I mean,
With the Jinx.
they could.
Yeah, I'm not for sure. Give you definitely some hidden tech, but Bjorddd picking the Darius, I feel like that's going to be good into the Mordekaiser, into the Sejuani. Almost any pick NM State could do, especially since they picked Sejuani, they'd probably want another melee champion just to help proc that passive. But as it stands,
And here it is. That is either a Val Singe support or a Val Ari support. Honestly, I've seen Singe go mid a few times this season. Usually they push the wave. However, I have not seen Big China play Singe at all. So I do think
we know Val very well. We've seen his champ pool. That's a Val Singe support. I mean, if it isn't, then I don't know what I'm talking about. That's going to be a very interesting game. I mean, they end up going to Milio. I guess that kind of settles that Mordekaiser is top lane most likely in Sejuani jungle. And then you had the Jinx Milio bot. Jeez, I mean, I was liking Tarleton's comp, and then singed.
yeah, I'm feeling the same way. That's gonna be very hard to play in Emilio and Jinx due to the traps. So, cause
I mean, it could very well be, Val just getting level 3 or 4 like we've seen happen many times, and he goes roam. Goes mid lane, goes top lane, roams around the jungle, harasses the enemy jungler. I mean, he did a lot last game on the Poppy. So he might just look to do the same on the Singed.
yeah, but last game that happened, where Val just roamed and left Gimmick on Ziggs bot lane, there was that Lucian Nami combo, and they just kept running Gimmick down. And Jinx Emilio is not as bursty and aggressive as Lucian Nami. However, Emilio will give Jinx that movement speed, his passive burn, and the auto attack range increase, which again won't be good for Ziggs because he will have to use a lot of mana to get CS.
Absolutely. I feel like, though, since it is a Jinx Milio, Ziggs going to have a lot easier time. I know, personally, in a lot of my games, Ziggs, he likes to pick into these hyper carries. And, of course, he can't handle the Lucian because of that dash, that engage. But in these matchups where they're more about range, well, Ziggs has that range. He has that Q. Like you said, he only really has those mana issues, but since he will take that teleport most likely, that should allow him to be able to reset whenever he needs to. And like you saw, he went ahead and got an early tier, which really helped keep his mana up in the previous series. But yeah, we're going to see if he gets caught out or not. See if he's able to just play the lane. And of course, play the 1v2 as we're going to expect the Singe to really roam. But Milio, he doesn't really like to roam. He normally just likes to stay in the lane. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And see if the number advantage is going to really help Tarleton or not around the rest of the map.
Yeah, just looking at these two team comps, I'm liking the NM State comp a lot more than Tarleton's. Like, even thinking if Singe does get a like a flank during the objectives, like there's no way he's gonna get to Jinx and Syndra. He's gonna be dancing around the Sejuani Mordekaiser with his poison.
The only way I can
But
see it is sometimes Singe players, they'll pop off for no reason and they'll be unkillable, or sometimes they go 0-20. There's no other method. They never go even. They either int or they 1v9.
you know what? Maybe this is the perfect champ for Val because that's his play style as well. He either is super aggressive, go, 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 even though the whole team is trying to rein him in. He's just, like I said, he's a wild card. You never know with this guy. Like we saw last game, he's just playing cat and mouse, like distracting the AD carry and support while his team gets Baron. It's you can't guess. He doesn't have a pattern, which is so hard because a lot of people will look for those patterns to counter them, and he doesn't have one. He's even when I have, dueled Val, he's so hard to read because he's just one game he goes this way, it's super passive, like helps team, and another game he's super aggressive, don't know where he is, he's all over the map, like super aggressive, and that's why I love to watch Val. And as you guys know in chat, #1 Val fan.
Beautiful Val lore right there. I mean, exactly what you're saying. I think it kind of comes down to where if he doesn't know what he's doing himself, then they won't know what to do either. You know what I mean? You can't read a man that doesn't even know what he's going to do next. So we are just going to be staring at these champions for a little bit longer. But whenever we get in here, I'll let you guys know. Upset as it does remove Syndra from the champ pool in Fearless. And we do know that they just despise that champion. No, it looks like we are going to get started. So I'm going to switch this on over. As the players pick in their champions here, getting ready for the second. Gotta say, Big China, I've been loving. He has, like we saw last game, even though he got engaged on by Yasuo, instead of living, he flashed into the enemy team, just going straight to Labubu just to keep him alive. And that ended up turning into 4 kills for Tarleton, even though Big China died. So although he doesn't have the crazy kill, so then they can carry. Which you always need someone to fill that position. So I think he's doing a great job about that tonight.
Anytime his team is just like, hey, Big China, go here. Big China, he doesn't ask questions. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go there. And it's just, I like to see that he's grown more and that they see who their carries are and they will do anything to protect their carries.
Everyone knows their carries except for this guy. He'll go around the map, do one thing or the other. He thinks he's the carry, the main character, if you will.
Yeah, and into the more challenging comps that can be seen as the downside, but like I said, having a wild card on your team is both a benefit and like control. Sometimes he just wants to go, go, go. But honestly, it's something to love and something to hate about him.
Those. Besides that, we got Bjorddd on the Darius once again. We got to see him play against a Gragas, counterpick his enemy. He really abuses the counterpick where he just gets either a massive CS lead or a kill advantage. And of course, Sejuani, just want to point out that champion. You don't see her too much, but she has a lot of CC. She is a tank. This time to really support the Syndra and Jinx, it's going to be up to whoever can get their carries online first. I feel like Graves could become a... So we have to see which carries are able to really use their teammates better to get the advantage.
team fight. I know during objectives he's probably gonna take Labubu out, but just during random skirmishes around the map, and he is a bit scary. Although, Papa, you might be able to help me with this. If both Mordekaiser and Graves is fed, who do you think would win in a 1v1?
Oh, I have to go heavy on the Graves. Because the thing is, Mordekaiser, he wants his enemies to be up and close, but Graves wants that even more, especially with the fed Graves. Even if Mordekaiser has his shield up, it will not matter. Graves' auto attacks eventually do like 1.5k damage if he will definitely have the upper hand.
And we do see the skin advantage for...
Gotta see them running down here together. Look at these little guys. The B skins matching up. Thing on the other side. Sejuani actually doesn't put down a ward. Maybe Syndra's going to do it? Both mid laners giving up that for their jungler. Syndra, oh, I gotta see. Did he start E? Yeah, he did. He did start the fling. He's looking to throw back the enemies.
And Melio did not start Q, so he might be able to do it. Oh, he's going for it? And...
So far, Gimmick just CSing. This is gonna be a very fun bot lane to watch. This is our first time seeing Big China on more of like a damage dealing mid laner. I mean, we did see the Pantheon, but it was in a really poor matchup. This time around, Ahri into Syndra is a lot nicer for him.
And I wonder if that's what he was going for. Just having a mid laner that can get out if they are caught.
I mean, Ahri just has a lot of value. Not only can she get out, she can also go in. And if she ever lands one charm, I mean, that's just going to allow Graves to be able to pummel, especially Ziggs as well. I feel like Tarleton has been doing pretty good with their comps with having the Ziggs be able to ult down the trade because he takes the tower shot. Both junglers have path top to down. Looks like Sejuani might be the first one to the Scuttle Crab. However, Labubu is going to skip his Krugs, looking to get there first. Sejuani has just finished it. It's like Graves will be able to get it. Oh, who gets it first? And Labubu gets the smite off. Oh, Singe flashes onto the Jinx. She's getting exhausted. Ziggs knocks her back. They just don't really have much damage right now. But the Singe poison is slowly killing the Jinx as she's forced to flash away. That's going to be 3 summoners on the side of NM's bot lane, while Tarleton only loses Singes. And Labubu didn't have to flash because of that help from his team, so overall really good for Tarleton. Bjorddd already just do so much early on that you have to really respect it and give up a lot so you don't have to end up losing some of your life. Graves already getting the Sheen procced. Ooh, looks like Big China gets chunked, but he does get the charm off. Syndra doesn't have Ignite. Or he lives on 1 hit! That's going to allow Labubu to pick up a kill of his own as Syndra burns away with the red buff and Labubu on the board. Wait, Val made his way all the way up to top lane. Darius ghosted, but Mordekaiser flashes away before Val can do anything to him. I mean, we talked about it, but now we're seeing it. The Singe support is just roaming around the map.
It looks like Gimmick has learned his lesson from the past few games. He is playing a bit passive in lane and only using his Q, which is good because they are being aggressive and pushing up on him.
He's actually going to win this little fight right here. Maybe not, but he is able to dodge that Jinx W, which allows him to not take too much damage. Now, he did use his TP to get back to lane, so he has to be aware that he won't have that for a bit. Definitely going to have to conserve his mana and his health. But Val is slowly making his way back towards the bot lane. But I mean, just helping his top laner get that push in. Even though Darius doesn't have TP, he's going to be on even timing as the Mordekaiser. Zaval sacrificing some of his lane, but helping his teammates in the end. Ooh, Sejuani's coming down, but she doesn't flash for it. Ooh,
Gets
Val.
flipped into the tower and has
Crazy to see. These flips are forcing NM to play very cautious. I mean, they're going to look for their first dragon, but Sejuani's half HP while Graves is full. And level 6 as well. Looks like they're going to have to back out here, or they're going to take heavy casualties. As Graves is now approaching with the Singe. Sorry, top lane, we're going to have to look at this fight instead. Singe gets the triple root down. Ahri comes in, misses the charm. Still extremely healthy. Sejuani's really low. Great. Oh, Singe just finds the Q to take out Sejuani. Okay, Graves is flashing in. He finds the Syndra. Oh, gimmick. Oh, and he gets... The dragon's gonna reset. No one claims it. But, man, they end up trading even on the spot side. It was looking good for Tarleton. I mean, they're able to find the random Sejuani. I feel like Labubu probably should have stayed on the dragon. But he ended up convenient in. He's able to get the Syndra, but... The dragon resets and no one gets it quite yet.
Well, while they did go even, I do like that Labubu got 2 kills and Gimmick got 2 kills while the enemy team, they have 1 kill for a bunch of their champs.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. Getting Labubu the kills on the Graves. We talked about how powerful a Fed Graves can be, and as both mid and bot have a little bit of a prio. Yeah, right now he's walking towards the pit. He's probably going to see this. The dragons. I mean, it's the smart choice. Hextech Drag is not only a good drag in and of itself, just getting started on building up towards your soul is...
I don't know if grubs will be able to be utilized as effective as they would like. That they would have to have someone always split pushing just to make sure that those grubs are always on towers, eating towers. But I think Mordekaiser is going to want to stay for team fights because they're definitely...
Grubs, if they get like an ace or a big kill on Tarleton where they're able to push freely. Oh, but Singe is going to fling back the Jinx, forcing her to flash out herself. It's going to be enough to keep her alive. Tarleton is just going to look to really pressure down on this bot lane. Sejuani is now going to look to invade Lububu's top side, but Lubu was able to invade her bot side, so almost trading that. Big China flashing away, but he does fall to the Syndra R. I mean, that's one of the reasons why players really hate playing to that Syndra, is her ultimate just does so much damage. It can execute you at so many points of the game, even before she gets the actual execute. Just being at a quarter HP, like we saw right there, was enough just to take Ahri down from one skill. So it's just a champion that you don't really want to deal with too often. Looks like Mordekaiser has been able to turn the tides on this top side ever since that solo kill. He's now been able to gain his own CS. Bjorddd is still trying to get his Trinity Force. So he'll probably be behind until he's able to at least get that. Like Labubu just found out he doesn't have any of his camps, so instead he's going to look... they are aware that Mordekaiser has ults. They're going to have to play this really carefully. Singe is up here, ready to fight. Looks Mordekaiser, but Singe is still going to flip him back. Darius flashes, pulls him in. And Tarleton are able to get a really clean kill there. Even though Mordekaiser, I feel like, played that as best he could. Maybe he shouldn't have just taken Labubu into his ult, as it allowed Tarleton to play around it. Oh, but now Gimmick's going to be dove in the end. 4 people bot lane. Gimmick used his TP to get back to lane, and now he's going to be caught. He's so afraid, and there's nothing he can do. Sejuani is forced to flash away, but in the end, it's Tarleton are the ones that are going to end up losing that fight, as Val gives a kill over to the Jinx. I have to say, it's very interesting. Jinx went ahead and bought Swifty Boots this game. Is just going to try to do her best to run away from the Singe and the rest of Tarleton. But having that lack of attack speed is definitely going to make her a little bit weaker for a while, at least up until she can get some more items under her belt.
You're not able to do a lot of damage to that shield, but is slowly getting him.
You have that big true damage
really...
ult here.
Oh!
He doesn't even have to use it.
Ah.
Oh, he doesn't even have it. He doesn't even have ult, but that's all right. I mean, the Darius stacks there, that bleed just turning him down. That Mordekaiser, like you said, he had this massive shield. But I guess Bjorddd knew Mordekaiser didn't have ult because he just used it on the Graves. So he's just able to run him down. And he does have that Trinity Force, so able to close that item advantage.
My bad, Bjorddd. Report me for not being a non-believer. He knew and I did not. And that's why he's the Tarleton top laner.
I mean, you'll have to see it when they know their limits. I mean, just knowing that Mordekaiser didn't have ult, he had the confidence to really go in for that 1v1. I mean, plays like that, it allowed him to secure that first tower and a kill. Oh, it looks like Milio got caught a little bit, is using the heal, but Sejuani is here to back them up. Gimmick trying to run away. He does have flash. He's just juking them out right now. And Singe's flip throws the Sejuani away from the team. So they don't even have to flash. They have to hold on to all their spells and survive yet another gank. I feel like the Singe fling value has already been insane this game.
Yeah, it's been just watching that. Hey, wait a second. I forgot. I was about to say, did Jinx have her boots? But I forgot about that.
So they, I mean, 1 for 4. Oh, but Syndra's going to TP out, and it's going to be enough. I mean, they end up picking up 3 kills and all of Syndra's sums. I mean, for a dragon, that ain't too bad, as this Graves is only going to get stronger.
Yeah, but Bjorddd pushing to their second turret because Mordekaiser went down.
He did the same thing on the Alawi, just attacking these tier 2s before 15 minutes. I mean, this guy's a madman. He wins the lane, and then, yeah, Mordekaiser steps out of lane for 1 second, and now his towers are almost all gone. I mean, it goes to show, too, that they have the grubs as well, but yet they don't have a single tower yet, while Tarleton already has 2. Just showing the value of these split push champions really come into play. Drake, very good for Darius, very good for Graves, as you normally get Bloodthirster at some point. And then even Singe, you'll get some Omnivamp. So, I mean, honestly, giving away that Ocean Drag to get 3 Chemtex is not the worst trade in the world.
Yeah, and I'm seeing that Milio got Locket first just for those burst damage.
Which is very interesting. Oh. I feel like Milio never does that. Oh, yeah, the Mordekaiser ulted the Graves. You talked about them doing that at these objectives, allowing Sejuani to get the free Herald. However, Graves was able to live out in this 1v1 for a long time. He looks like he's going to fall, but he doesn't just yet. He gets a little bit extra killing back. He's running away. Labubu living on 1 HP, while Bjorddd hacks and slash, finds them all. Down goes Milio. 4 members fall to the hands of Tarleton.
Jinx really tried to get her passive off, killing.
I mean, Tarleton, they're losing these objectives, but I don't think they mind at all, as now their gold lead. It's just because this gold difference isn't going to go away anytime soon. So far, Big China, he was 0-2 at the start after falling twice to the Syndra, but now he's 2-2-6. You're seeing that value come out as this Ahri, she's able to charm, and she's able to pick the Milio there. But also just able to stay alive. Let's see if he'll be able to get out of this one. Uses the flash, hits the charm. His ult is coming up very shortly. Oh, his ult was 2 seconds away. Quite unfortunate for the Ahri there. Come on, Big China. As soon as I start trying to glaze him a little bit, he ends up getting caught. Quite unfortunate.
Again, that just might be he has a vision score of 8. He has 2 wards up. Doesn't look like he's been using them, and he could have swapped to a blue ward already.
I mean, when you have the Phaela, it's like right here. That would have been a perfect opportunity, as you would have saw the Sejuani. However, he said he just didn't use it. It looks like Singe is getting caught on this top side. He can't get away from the Mordekaiser's Rylai's. while Graves is looking to find Syndra on the bot side. It's just going back and forth here. We're going to check out this fight down here. Graves is waiting for the RETP. And he thinks Syndra has the ultimate, so he just doesn't want to fight her. So it looks like they're just going to back out. Graves being really careful not to give a big shutdown, especially over to Syndra. Gotta say, for Val, he's playing really reserved this game, especially on such a wild pick like Singed. He's been finding a lot of good flips, but he hasn't been doing going too aggressive like we typically see.
Yeah, and that might be due to him learning not to really go into the fog of war, especially if they don't have a lot of vision. They have some vision top side, but they have no vision on the bot side. So he's just being very careful, and that's probably his team telling him to be careful too.
And right now, Dragon has just spawned, so both teams are looking to come down here. Labubu going instantly onto Sejuani, trying to poke her down. She flashes away just to dash, as the Singed flip is so threatening that Sejuani has to use everything to get out of there. As now, this should allow Tarleton just to be able to get a free Dragon. Sejuani having nothing, she's too afraid to go in. Jinx Rocket isn't able to steal. I mean, look how tanky Graves is at this point. He has such high HP. He's just going to start shredding people as Zigzolt comes out, finds two of them. Ari Charm hits the Jinx, and Big China picks up a kill as they see Sejuani on the back line. Labubu's going to flash for her. Oh, poor Val gets obliterated by the Syndra. Syndra is going to find another kill onto Big China as Graves is still 1v1ing the Sejuani. She's going to get out on 1 HP. Looks like Gimmick is scared of his life, flashing away. Just a lot of back and forth happening. And Darius beat the Mordekaiser. He misses the Q, but he dodges the Mordekaiser Q. The bleed should be enough as Bjorddd wins the 1v1 yet again.
Syndra pings the Darius. I wonder if she's going to be very worried about him for these upcoming objective fights. Especially since he has Ghosts, he's just going to be able to run into that back line. Val with the all chat saying Big Jeff on Singe. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Unless he's talking about Jeff from Marvel Rivals, but again, I'm not sure if anyone in the chat knows what that means.
Wrong game, guys. This is League of Legends.
Well, there's no Jeff Champs in League.
Oh. Syndra is going to continue to push bot lane. They did use the Herald. However, they take it away. As it looks like Singe is looking to go onto this Milio. Gimmick trying to give Milio the extra boost he needs to escape. It looks like it's just Mordekaiser.
The dodge.
He got those happy feet.
He's just a happy little busy bee running around Summoner's Rift.
They got to be careful as the whole team, they're now 5 stacked up here. Looks like Gimmick is getting engaged on. The Sejuani does have ultimate. It gets thrown onto the Singe, but there's just no follow-up. As although they have 5 members there, they just can't commit to a fight. Milio with flashless gets caught by the Singe and ends up falling. That's going to be a start to Bjordd's ultimate. He's going to look for more here.
Sadly, all 3 of Tarleton's players get caught by the Jinx trap.
It'll allow them to quickly escape, getting away from that Darius ultimate. However, at this point, Tarleton sitting again with some insane bounties, this time on Labubu and Bjordd. So far, Bjordd has just been having a really clean series. First game didn't die at all. This game only so far 1 death. But having this massive lead and taking out all these towers. Now, he could have just took too many tower shots. Oh my goodness. First I talk about Big China, he dies. Then I talk about Bjordd and he dies. You know, maybe I just got to stay quiet.
There goes Labubu taking another turret.
Mordekaiser did get the shutdown, and he has his Dusk and Dawn now. So he's going to be quite scary, especially in these next few fights. Whenever you get this item, I mean, a lot of these AP on-hit champions, it just turns them into a whole nother level. Looks like they're trying to find Sejuani. Oh, the charm does connect. This is going to leave Singe trying to look for another kill. Sejuani ends up dying before the drag spawns. She will be up in time, but it may not be enough. Ooh, Big China gets out of there just in time.
Gimmick wants to hit that tower.
Yeah.
He risk it though.
You see all those crystals on it. It's like, I need to hit it. But he's able to resist the temptation, knowing they have drag spawning in 35 seconds. He knows he has to play safe and not die here. But does Val know he has to play safe? I don't know. I mean, Mordekaiser flashes for it.
Care.
I mean...
And he's going back in.
Darius looking for more here. Mordekaiser's going to want to ult. He ends up ulting Val the Grand. And Val dodges the Mordekaiser Q. And he's still running. The Singed movement speed is getting out of hand. Just able to constantly trigger the passive. Now Tarleton are able to build a little 4-man mid lane while Labubu gets the dragon. Now they're on the retreat now after Val died. Looks like Gimmick's going to be the next one to fall. Jinx has her passive. She's looking for Darius. And he is permanently rooted. However, he might be able to make it out.
Oh, here comes Labubu. Emilio is low on mana.
Oh, he just burst the Sejuani.
Oh.
Look at that damage. He's so tanky, but does so much. He eases in, though, and the Syndra is able to find him. He wants to keep a shutdown, doesn't want to lose it. The Syndra ults, and it's just doing nothing.
I don't understand. Syndra has Shadow Flame.
Yeah, that's just the power of Graves. He has the constant healing from a Sundered Sky. He has the tankiness from Trinity Force, Sundered Sky, and Black Cleaver. You think he would be squishy with the damage items he has, but they give him enough HP that he just constantly, I guess, just takes nothing. It does help with this passive. If y'all don't know, I'm gonna show it again. He does get... I was wrong. I thought he had a thing called Grit, which gives him armor and magic resist, but I did not see that. So maybe that's just old Graves. He has been changed like 20 times, so...
Grit, I was about to say, Papa, isn't that a ARAM Mayhem augment?
Now, if we're talking about ARAM Mayhem, I hate that new Poro Blaster augment. That thing is devious.
Oh gosh, I can sit here and talk about ARAM Mayhem all game. It's my favorite mode.
I mean, League has definitely been making some good changes with all their new game modes. Everyone can agree on that. Right now, I mean, Tarleton's just kind of farming it out, allowing us to just yap a little bit. But now everyone's kind of looking towards this Baron, not wanting to give it. But Val the Grand's walking up here, not afraid whatsoever.
Oh, it's looking like Val is getting the Enchanter support tier item. I thought he was gonna go the more tankier version, but no, he wants to heal people, although I'm not sure how he's gonna proc it though.
I mean, surely he's gonna get something that'll let him proc it in the end. But it kind of makes sense if you're going to have 3 Chemtech Drax and the Soul. I mean, getting that extra healing whenever you get something that can proc it will definitely help.
Just being in those extended fights. He's gonna find... Oh, the Boo-Boo crosses over. Oh, it looks like Gimmick's gonna get chosen, but he ults and he kills the Mordekaiser.
Labubu's just 1v4 in this backline right here. He is taking a lot of damage, however, he's dealing just as much. He does end up getting slain by the Syndra, but it is just enough to kill off the rest of NM State as Milio runs away. However, you cannot run from Val the Grand. He is chasing him down on the Singed.
Even Zyra tried to push Darius away, but he gets her with the Bluetooth Darius. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. That was so far away.
It looks like this Milio has been able to evade Val so far. He's not giving up.
Oh, look at the classic Val. He does not stop. If he wants you, he's going. And they're pinging him in chat.
From Val the Grand to Val the Inter once again. He ends up taking his 6th death just to the tower and Milio alone. I gotta say, so far this Milio build has been quite interesting. Going from Locket to Helios. I feel like it just, the Locket really delayed his healing potential for his teammates.
Yeah, usually Melios will want to build Echoes first. Just because in the later game, it will just start to fall off. You know, you see a lot of that damage in the early game.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, you could really have your your Sejuani go Locket if you really need it. As it's a really cheap item, and she benefits from it just as much as Milio would. But Sejuani's gonna get caught in the jungle. Tarleton are now gonna find Darius, but Darius is too low, and Mordekaiser's able to take him out. He gets charmed. It's just up to Labubu here. He gets flashed on. The Syndra ult could hurt, but he's able to get out of the range of it. And they're able to take down the Mordekaiser.
And a Val is just being a menace to their backline, not letting the Jinx Emilio walk up.
I feel like it also forced the Syndra to back up as well, allowing Labubu to get the space he needed from the Syndra ultimate. Just creating that distance, but he does end up falling. But he distracts them long enough for Tarleton to pick up their Dragon Soul. So far, these lane swaps have really been benefiting Tarleton tonight. In the first series, they were really competitive games, and in this series so far, Tarleton has had a lead in both games. If they're able to close this one out, they'll be able to tie their scores to 1-1 in NECC. Be really important and great to see here, as every win is just another step closer to playoffs. But right now, Labubu is going into the jungle. He is level 18, however, he'll be able to win the 1v1. Graves jumping back in on the plant. Oh, the Syndra ult comes out. Graves is staying alive from the Chemtech Soul, getting that 10% damage reduction, and then healing from his runes allows him to survive long enough.
It's really bad that NM State cannot find these kills, especially when they have a Jinx on their team. Just not her not being able to proc her passive is devastating to their team fights.
Val the Grand falls to Baron buff. Or just Baron. Baron Nashor has more kills than Val now does. Very interesting statistic this game. But, you know, Tarleton, 8k gold lead, looking to make it even larger. With this Baron buff, they should be able to take out these last few inhibitor towers, possibly look to end the game. Now, they don't have Elder Dragon spawning for another 4 minutes, so this Baron buff, they won't be able to use it to try to get their Elder, but they can just try to look to get a little extra gold for now and to get their last couple items for full builds.